Why don't they celebrate Christmas in Australia?
Why?
Because they couldn't find 3 wise men and a virgin. Just kidding, you guys. They do celebrate Christmas in Australia.
I don't know. There's this whole rumor that Australia doesn't even exist.
I know. Isn't that wild?
Like birds. There's the bird one too, where birds aren't real.
Well, I've seen the bird ones that they're like supposedly like Japanese spy things. But yeah, there's a whole like group of people who do not think Australia exists.
It's like the flat Earth theory, but it's that Australia is not real.
But then, so where do the people who live in Australia live? They are just like mythical creatures.
Have you ever seen the Truman Show?
Yeah,
it's like that. They're sending you on a plane, and you get off somewhere. But how do you know you're in Australia?
Yeah, you don't. But also, then
you're on a movie set.
But where do the Australians live?
On a movie set.
A movie set.
Yeah.
Oh God, I didn't know that.
Yes, you can explain anything away.
I mean, for real. I mean, I guess it explains why I never died of like a spider bite or something.
Right.
I think it would also explain like what's why most of them are the way they are.
Just a little
drinking a lot. Just
Do
kidding.
they?
No, not at all.
No.
But speaking of Australians, today is our episode where my lovely friend Sausage comes on and we talk all things wild, weird, and unknown.
Right? It was like Bigfoot. We're going to talk about Australian Bigfoot, but it kind of morphed into this great conversation.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy like us who loves all of the, all the things, the cryptids, the conspiracy theories, the paranormal, all of that. And so, I mean, obviously you guys will hear there is a lot of like him and I talking because we've known each other for a very long time about stuff, but I tried to cut most of the stuff that no one else will understand. And also hopefully you guys can understand his accent.
I don't think it's a thick accent, but I could understand him.
But I know, but you do a good job of understanding people.
That's true.
Then it's also over radio where you can't or air, you can't see people's lips move.
Are we on the radio?
We might be on the radio.
On the radio. Weird noise just came out of my mouth.
Yeah, it does happen. But yeah, so I mean, we were going to come up with a name for this. We discussed that, and we haven't yet. So we need to come up for a name for when we have Sausage on.
The Great Down Under.
The Great Down Under. We're going to come up with it, you guys, but we haven't gotten it yet. But so if you have any suggestions for whatever we will call this series when this lovely gentleman comes on and discusses things with us, let us know. And thank you again, Sausage, for coming on. And
hello and welcome to Lunatic Soup, the podcast where we go into all things wild, weird, and unknown. We're your host, Meg.
And I'm Reyna, ready to brew up some lunatic soup.
Let's go. Down under.
In Adelaide is the only one that's half hour different, and they're a day ahead. So he's Friday, 10:30 in the morning.
Oh, I wish it were Friday, 10:30 in the morning.
Porridge. What are you drinking? Yes.
I thought you guys do it, so fuck it.
I'm very disappointed you didn't go get a cider, sir. But
I tried, but
the
the flight got delayed. The flight got delayed, and everything was fucking shut by the time I landed. Because there's this couple of good pubs where they sell all this microbrewery shit now, and there's like I was trying to find this Yowie fucking cider thing, and I just ran out of time.
A Yowie cider
would have been so good.
Yeah, it's something like that. I got to chase it down. Did you ever go to the Edinburgh, Reyna?
Yeah, of course I went to the Edinburgh. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that bottle is like just loaded with like random shit. And it's there,
Damn.
so I'll see if I can chase them up.
We just spent not way too long, but it was a quick catch up. We had Sausage's mom came on really fast, and his wife and his kids, who all are,
all good things.
All good things, and people who I love and miss so much. But so we're back. Anyways, so Sausage and Tom grew up together, I think is what we left off on. And so they've known each other basically their whole lives, or Tex, not Tom. Ooh, he's going to kill me for that.
I'm so confused with the going back and forth. Like,
welcome to my life.
Who the hell is this Tom guy?
And
I called him Thomas once, and I thought he was going to backhand me.
But then Sausage calls him Monos. But wait, Sausage, what do you call? So what do you call him?
Manos,
which is what?
Edmonds. That's why. But
This
hey,
is-
we've got dugongs.
This is what is speaking Australian. They take a word and they like transform
Just
it.
do whatever with it.
Yeah.
Where does dugong come from?
I've
Because
I mean, I know the story of why he's called
well,
dugong.
it's just
So there's
what it looked like when it happened, and we just like fucking.
but in Australia, sea cow is a dugong. That's the
Right.
name of it. Yeah. So
and when I was in Florida, I took a bunch of pictures of manatees and I sent them to your
Yes,
husband.
that
I'm
is-
like, it's you.
it is
Yeah,
that is him.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is Monos.
It was pretty funny.
It is.
That was a good
All
watch
right.
he found.
Yes. Oh God. All right. So why we are here today is to get Sausage's expertise on the Australian lore, legend, and all of the good things of Australia.
I want to hear it all.
Is that correct?
Definitely, there is no higher education that I've gone through on this, but I'm an absolute fan. So I just read, and I love hearing about all these different encounters, especially of Yowies and shit. But then I always and it doesn't matter if it's the Sasquatch one, people ask me at work because they make fun of me. I lap it up, man. I love it. But what's the difference, Yowie and a Sasquatch? So nothing. It's all just a regional thing, right? And it's pretty well the same over there. You guys got your skunk apes, and I think they're just down south, eh? And then
It's so funny.
your Bigfoots. You got what over orang pendex, like in Asia. Your Yerrans, your
That's how you say it.
So we just right before we got on with you, we did a Bigfoot Around the World episode, and we just talked about most of those things.
Yeah. So it was like funny to hear you bring them all up. He is very.
I did not do the Yowie because I knew we were going to be talking about it. So.
Oh yeah. So,
But it's like you said, it's all basically the same, similar character, upright, bipedal creature, mostly covered in hair.
Yeah.
Part man, part ape.
And for the record, Sausage, you know that we are not also like educated. We are not educated on this other than educating ourselves. Like for anything on this podcast,
exactly.
to be honest.
Well,
like
what's his name?
you know,
Wes Germer says it perfectly. It's not like you got one in your garage you can study, right? Like, so you just pick up whatever bits and pieces. I love doing it and looking at the similarities in behavior traits and shit, right? So, where do you like a lot of the things that we've had here have been, it's case by case with if it's a fucking good experience or it's a bloody dangerous one. Usually there's a little bit more going around it. Maybe people have come across while they're hunting, exactly the same as what you guys got over there. You've interrupted a hunt, they get aggressive. You hear about the easy ones where they just have a simple encounter where there's no malice behind it,
Right.
So it's just, but we've got some. So I don't know, Megs, with your what you know about our geographical fucking what we've got in Australia, but pretty much that all the way from the very point of Australia, Cape York, all the way down to pretty well bottom, around South Australia. But it's just this mountain range. It's not huge what you guys got in America, but there is some pretty high points. But it's called the Great Dividing Range, and they generally all these encounters always seem to happen along that. You don't get them in the middle of Australia. You hear nothing of that because it's so barren. And it's like
straight desert.
The middle of Australia is
kilometers.
all desert, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's all desert.
Pretty much once you get over that ridge, it's all desert. And obviously, like any animal, they got to hang around where they got their food supplies and shit. So, you don't get much waterways in the middle of Australia. There's a bit, but fuck, the thing would have to walk thousands of k's to even get to it. People don't realize how big it is in that middle of the
I think that people especially Americans is our majority of our listeners. We do have some, we actually have quite a few in the UK as well. But
yeah,
I think that majority of our listeners are US and they don't realize how big Australia is. I think in the United States, we do not learn. Yeah, we don't learn a lot about Australia. We know it's the land down under. They have kangaroos there and koalas, and their toilets sometimes we think they flush the other way,
and drop bears.
And drop bears.
Kookaburras.
Drop bears.
I know there's kookaburras.
Yeah, the drop bears. But we don't actually learn a lot about Australia. No. But so for those of you listening, Australia is basically as big as the United States, and the population is only, for the most part, around the outside. Mm-hmm. So the middle of Australia is basically inhabited.
Yeah, it is.
For the most part.
Yeah. And you think as well, like, you guys have, like, I don't know what your numbers are of, like, experiences, what people see, but, you know, I think we're only running around 26 million people here on the whole of Australia.
Isn't that insane? Yeah.
Really?
That's why. So when I always joke about, like, if something happens in the United States, we're going to Australia, they'll take us in. Australia is constantly trying to up their population numbers.
I think, like, the boroughs of New York is like 11 million people.
Yeah, so they're, like,
I'm pretty sure there's more people in California than there are in Australia.
Yeah. Wow. And so they're trying to it's a big issue in Australia, which we were not going to totally get into this, but, like, them bringing in refugees and, like, this kind of thing is, you know, it's a big, you know, which it is in any country.
My husband said that he wouldn't go because every animal there is trying to kill you.
False.
No, you just got to be careful though. Like, so where I am, I sent you that picture of that spider the other day, Reyna, with the venom hanging off.
I showed Meg.
Man,
yeah,
they kill it. So yeah, you got to watch out for shit like that. But I mean, we've just got things that are so toxic here because they don't get a chance, especially in the desert. The more arid and barren it is, the more toxic it is because they got to guarantee 100% kill on a strike, and that's what the problem is.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but the other problem is the big fucking water lizards you get up north here, like the saltwater crawlers. They're mad. And then we just get huge great whites down in the southern parts of Australia
which is where we're from.
Yeah, and I've had a fucking massive one.
My biggest fear in life is sharks.
Oh, man.
I don't know if I could handle it.
Sausage loves sharks. He is a shark man.
I had a great white just quickly around my boat once. So you guys work in feet.
Yeah.
It was minimum 20 foot. Its rib cage from one side to the other was the girth of my car. And I drive a full drive. That's how wide and fat these things are.
I think I would just cease to exist if I saw something like that.
Meg is like, no go on the shark.
We're not here about that one. We're not here about that. But yeah, but that's why, you know, people get worried about, you just got to watch out. Yeah, there's a lot of venomous shit here. But we don't have any, we really don't have any large carnivore land animals. Like the biggest thing's like a dingo.
No, it's the little ones that hide that'll kill you.
I know.
I think when it comes to, like, so for me, I lived in Australia for 7 years. I had kids there. At no point in my life, like, I did have a few things happen where it was like a snake dropped into our yard and our neighbor told us to, like, get our cats in or whatever. I never got bit by a venomous spider. I don't know anybody who did and almost died. I don't know anyone who got bit by a venomous snake and almost died. Like, all of these things that everyone's afraid of. I know more people who have been shot than I do who actually got bit by something venomous in Australia.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
I'm just saying, like,
so you don't have to. Yeah, you know, it's like I come to America once and I was bullshitting to some person in a pub saying it was our, like, thank you day because we survived another year without being eaten or bitten by something in Australia. Like, wow. It was just like, you know, when people
you told someone in America that was your thank you day, like our Thanksgiving, and you're like, because it was another day we didn't get eaten by something?
Yeah, man.
Sausage,
Gullible.
That's so good.
Yeah.
I will never forget when they were on Texas bachelor party. Someone in the elevator was like, so what language do you guys speak there?
Yeah, oh man, yeah. She's like, she's like, is that French? And I'm like, sound like I'm fucking speaking French. Oh, but you're next to
you're
France,
Austrian?
aren't you? Yeah, and I'm like, no, we're next to New Zealand. And, that's next to France, I don't know. Fuck, shut up.
Can't you fucking hear me? I sound like I'm like white trash English.
Yeah,
isn't that 100%. What it is?
Yeah, pretty well. Well, hey, we come from convicts, right? So what do you expect?
There it is.
Founded on criminals. So.
Founded on criminals. So before this call, we were doing the Yetis around the world, and Meg's husband actually sent her a message and said, ask Reyna what was it? The goon of fortune is?
Goon of fortune.
And I said, I have never heard it that way, but I assume it is where you put a goon bag on a clothesline.
Yep.
Yeah.
A goon bag.
Yep. Yeah, and it's based like, Wheel of Fortune, but with goon bags. You know?
But
what
didn't you...
And a goon bag is a bag of wine.
Like a cast wine shit, yeah. You just spin it around.
Call it a cask. Or a goon.
But
wait, Sausage, what did you guys call it? You guys called it something else though, didn't you?
Fuck, man, we got heaps of names. Like I call it plonk, but I got it.
But that's why when he said it, I wasn't positive, and then I was like, Goon of Fortune, but I was like,
it's
okay.
Goon of Fortune, but it's probably the way we say it. Oh, you have a mean game of Goon of Fortune.
But see, I played that game and I've never heard it called Goon of Fortune. But
Yeah,
when
you'd have to hit
he said
Manos
it,
up on that one.
I mean, I figured it out pretty fucking fast. Like I
Yeah.
was like Goon, and then I knew what the game is, so I was like, well, that it has to be. She's not dumb. I mean, she is, but.
Yeah. Well, that gives you more reason to get over here and fight your sharks and fucking take on a drop bear and see what it's all about.
The drop bears.
They'll
get you.
I will not. You will not see me in the water.
Nah.
All right. So where do we want to begin? Sausage.
So, well, I seem to know most about, like, intrigued with, obviously the hairy man, whatever. So we've got places here. So I was saying about on that east coast, like that Great Dividing Range, but then on the west coast, you've also got quite a lot of, and you get a lot, like that's Perth, Western Australia. Other side, so that's literally like the distance from, say, California to New York. That's how far.
Oh, wow.
So,
opposite sides of the country. Yep.
In the middle, that's what I'm saying. She's pretty fucking nothing there, right? But they still seem to get a lot of Yowie sightings over there. But as I kind of said before, region, there's different characteristics. It's like the ones in California or like the ones in Pacific Northwest. They seem to be bigger, because probably bigger food supply, maybe they're harsher conditions. They talk about the ones down Florida, they're a bit slimmer or something.
The skunk apes are typically a little bit smaller, like 5 to 6 feet versus 7 to 9 feet.
Yep, and that's what they seem to get a little bit more over in WA, smaller ones. But then, they literally. I was listening to this encounter someone had. So there was some real mad fires over there, and basically, the CFS were like, what do you call them there, Rona? What's your firemen?
The firefighters. So like CFS.
Yeah, firefighters that were scoping the highways after the burnt out, like everything had just been burnt out, and they literally said they just saw this. It looked like a short, fat woman, but with really long arms, and it was just standing on the highway next to it.
I take offense to that.
Yeah, well, that's what they said. It was a woman. It looked female, but arms really long, and
she had her titties out.
We're
they were hanging down a bit. Apparently, there was no uplifts there. But this is how they explain it. They talk about that, but as far as you don't very rarely, or I haven't heard a lot about it, so I can't, don't take this as gospel. I don't hear of massive ones over there. The East Coast, there's some big ones, and there's this one that was in Queensland. It's quite a famous one. I just had all this info and lost it, but it's about this truck driver, and there's a section of road where they've always talked it's spooky kind of thing, like a bit of weird shit goes on, and basically there's a spot where all the truckies pull up and sleep because they run out of hours drive, but they always say it's haunted, it's this, but it sounds like it's just like Yowies. But anyway, this one fella fell asleep, and we've got some massive prime mover trucks here, like what you see your guys drive around in, but their trailers are like 3 times as long, but big trucks. And he woke up to the truck shaking.
It's to get stuff from one side of Australia to the other, and it's fucking
days, fucking days, thousands of k's or thousands of miles, whatever.
Yeah, Chewie used to do that, right? That's what Chewie used to do.
Yeah, we used to go from do the nullarbor.
His name is Chewie because they call him Chewbacca. It got shortened to Chewie. His name is Matthew, just so you know.
But this guy has woken up to the whole truck rocking, and he's climbed out of his sleeper bunk, and he's put the lights on to find out. He said there was a big red, and it's called Big Red now because people have seen it. This Yowie, and I can tell you with the work trucks we got, the bull bars are probably 6-7 feet above you, you're up here.
Yeah.
And he said it come up to barely its chest, this massive thing, and it's just shaking. And so this fella had been driving for that many years. He went into he can't drive anymore. He has panic attacks, and he just got.
I think that's the thing, and we talk about this a lot on the podcast, which I know that you hear, is that it is always those big burly men who are the people who would never normally admit to seeing things like this because they know they're going to get made fun of. They know that it's going to be something that's going to be a thing if they say it, but then when they're but this fucking happened and it fucked me up this, and now I'm not okay anymore. This is,
Look, I don't know, and everyone talks about Australians are pretty laid back. Like, I hear like what happens when your guys over there have encounters and people can be ruined, like they're afraid to say anything because they get laughed at that hard.
Yep.
Here you just, they kind of, people just roll their eyes and whatever. I don't fucking believe you. And it's just all what it is. But
it is much more of a laid back culture when it does come to that kind of thing. I feel like it's more accepted to be a believer of it than it is here, where like here you're definitely like bit cray cray.
Yeah. That's
you might be a lunatic, if you will.
A lunatic.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, we're at the right place, aren't we? So
we sure are.
But yeah, it's like, as far as cultures and all that go here, like there's rock paintings from 20, 30,000 years ago, and on there they've got like hairy man. Like we've got some of the oldest cult like paintings, because some of the land of Australia they believe is like the oldest on the planet or some shit. Like it didn't say it was inhabited with people that whole time, but we've got carvings and rock paintings that go back 20, 50,000 years, and they have drawings of big hairy men. So, I mean, fucking back then, where are they getting them their ideas from? That they drew what they saw.
Right.
They drew what they saw. So do you think that there's this theory here that we've talked about where a Bigfoot isn't necessarily a creature of the land, but maybe more of an interdimensional traveler?
I was about to ask that. That's like, I want to know your theory. I want to know what you think.
Oh, Ran, I still can't explain it. I could babble on like.
Go for it. You're on the right place. You were amongst friends, sausage.
I hear every story I hear. I put in a thing about the same characteristics that's happened in other stories, but then there's just something that fucking throws it out. Like you get some experiences where it's acting completely as an animal, an apex predator. But then you get these other ones which happens here, they talk about mind speak and shit, so kind of, you go down that path and you're like, well, is it like what people talk about? It's a part of evolution, but they went off and they just did their own shit, but then like people talk about they fucking then see portals open, or they can just vanish straight away like the predator does, like, and I kind of think into that, well, is there something in their hair that when it shines, it fucking creates a, because they're hairy, is there something like that where put the right reflection on it, it can make it fucking see-through. Like,
so more like a cloaking device.
Yeah, 100%. And is that purely for the hunting thing that they do, or is there something more to it? Like I said, do they walk through something that's from a different fucking realm? You don't know. But I personally think like there's too much. I honestly think that they're just a flesh and blood creature that has just gone so far beyond our comprehension of what they can do to hide from us. Their abilities seem to outweigh realistic like physics. Like you see how quick these things can move. Like, and you go, right, well, they got a lot of fast twitch muscle fibers, but fucking like for them to be here and there quicker than a cheetah in some places, what people talk about. So it's like, how the fuck do they do it? Because they're running on two legs. They don't have four legs for that extra speed. They're going on two legs. Sometimes they're down on their arms doing it, whatever. But still, it's a quick.
They're.
I can go one day saying, nah, these things from a different dimension. The next day I'm going, nah, they're a fucking flesh and blood creature that's just.
Throughout the world, like obviously every culture has some sort of Bigfoot creature. That's what folklore kind of, all of them have it, which is fascinating because there are people from Europe that never knew Australia existed, or from Asia that never knew the Americas existed, and they're still the same creature. Could it be that this creature has, like some that we just went through in like Europe, or like the wild man that didn't evolve, that are still kind of have those Neanderthal characteristics? Or could it be that this creature has evolved so much beyond human capacity that they have these other characteristics that they can camouflage so much better? They can go quicker than any other bipedal being that we know of.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Like, is it not evolved or more evolved?
Once again, like, I think we chose to enhance through technology, right? They have gone and enhanced through their biological means, I guess. Like, I just think that they've decided to stick to what they do, like world hidden, but they are just the absolute fucking master of what the fuck. Like, they talk about humans, we only use X amount % of our brain, right? I mean,
Yeah.
who's to say they're not doing more? And that's why they've got that more capability. But they just haven't gone down that path where we're, building a phone or a fucking car, like they've gone purely within themselves to evolve better.
Do you think they're related to humans?
Oh,
Like, do you think that they
once
are?
again, I think it's a case by case. You talk to people about when they sometimes seem like same over there. We have people that when they describe them, they openly say it looks like the old primitive Aboriginal looking person. But then,
Right.
And then you talk to someone else and it's like, nah, fuck it. It was an ape, like it had no human. But then they talk about the eyes. The eyes were fucking human, but then you talk to someone else and they go, their eyes were pure black. Like, I just think each one comes out, whatever the hell happens, they go down their own path. And yeah, I could just keep banging on, but there's so many different variations of them, I think,
Well, I think it's the cool part about like what is Bigfoot, the Yowie, the Yeti, all the things is that there's so many different versions of it that and so many stories from like years or not years, centuries, forever.
Thousands
that
of
it is
years,
like
man.
millennia. Yeah, we don't know, and that's why it's so hard for people who are believers to like pinpoint something and be like, it's definitely that. Because even for me, like I believe they're interdimensional beings, but then listening to what you're saying makes me be like, damn. Well, what when you say okay, they've used the other part of their brains that like we never access. Like you think about that and that's wild.
What about going through the extraterrestrial route?
Yeah, but once again, yes, well, that's it. But if you talk to me about extraterrestrials, like, I either think they're coming from fucking something's on down Antarctica, there's something on the moon, but I don't
We love him.
believe that
We love
they're
him.
coming from 100 light years away, because fucking you have to be traveling 100 years at light speed to get here. And what do we know is the fastest route? That's light speed, right? Nothing faster than that.
Right.
So you're sitting there for fucking 100 years doing that just to have a look at something. Nah, like, I think interdimensional. I reckon there's shit
Did you
going on.
listen to our Antarctica episode?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you've heard all of
There's
the
something
things.
going on there, man.
Yeah. Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
100%.
So I never knew anything pretty much about it until we did that episode. And after I heard that, I think that was the first time that I was like, this makes the most sense to me about everything. Like that to me was like, I was like, something's going on.
I like the theory that Antarctica is like this airport, if you will.
Yeah.
For like it's a landing spot for, I don't know, is it extraterrestrials? Is it outer worldly? Is it
And
other dimensions? Is it
what's going on?
but also-
Are they bringing them across, dropping these fucking hairy apes on, and then straight away, if that has been proven, well, then are these creatures actually from planet Earth? We don't know. It's just, man,
Well, then
you go deep into that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
No, that's it. You can, and the rabbit holes go so deep, and you can go down so many with this, which is what will just like fuck you up.
And look at if you go to like our Dyatlov episode, we talk about the Soviets and their involvement, and they have a history with the Yeti or that whole thing. And so what do they bring to the table? Because now they're using it to weaponize.
I think when I see, obviously there's videos and shit always coming out of people saying we got Sasquatch or whatever. Fuck, I look at I love seeing the ones coming from Russia, Ukraine, whatever it is, because they've got some of the best footage, man. Like, you would have seen that one where you can't understand what they're carrying on about, but you see it jump over that fucking log. Have you seen that?
I've seen it.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, really good. Yeah. And they're just like,
God, what would I Google? Like, what Yeti jumping over a log? Russia?
The sheer arms on it is like that typical 20% longer than what they say, like an ape fucking arm, right? I look at them ones because, everyone can, especially this AI now, that's only going to make things harder to debunk, because everything can be, everything can look fake, look real, but be fake. They can make it to look fake because it is fake. That one's very compelling, I reckon. But also,
if you find that, you have to send it, because
I will. Yep. But then there's that other one you guys got about a year or two ago, and it's that fella, and he's standing out and on the wood lines. He's standing out the backyard, and he's filming that fucking. But his camera's really blurry, and he's like, "You can see that, right? You can see that," and it's a Sasquatch. and you go, oh, it could be a man in a suit. But then you see it lift its arm out to grab a tree, and its arm looked like
I
it was
saw
6
that
foot
one.
long.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one is good.
Hang on, I think I found
Yep.
the jumping over the log one. Wait, is that it? Do you think that's it?
Yep. When they break that down and they see what it's hunched, it jumps, its arms are out wide. You can see how long its arms are.
Yep. Like what? How do you explain that? That is a
Look.
big fucking thing.
Yep.
That is
Oh,
a
it could be
big
man.
thing.
Bullshit. Look at its arms move out and bend and do its things. And people talk about how they've got like hands like fucking baseball mitts. You look at that
Yeah.
when they zoom. What's his name? Bloody bloke that does the debunking does a fantastic job in America. And he Thinker Thunker. What is that?
I don't know who that is. I don't
Look,
know. I haven't
man.
seen
He
that.
looks up and like he uses his computer
You see that?
programs to look at shit and do like measurements, real life measurements, and it just goes far beyond a human.
Well, yeah, I think the good thing is now like AI detectors are out there, and so a lot of things can detect when it's AI to the point
Yep.
where it's happening on social media. Like I had a photo flagged in my photography for AI because
Did you?
Photoshop, because Photoshop has this thing where if you crop something, it will AI generate the edges. So like let's say I crop the image and it's like, oh, well, make the grass longer to make sure the image is straight and it gives you what it is. And that's all it is. And it came up as AI flagged. And I was like, I didn't fucking AI that photo, but that is considered AI. So
Yeah,
like
right.
even Instagram is
Well, that's
flagging
good.
that
I'm
shit.
glad it
No,
does.
it is. It's great. So I do feel like there's enough things that I hope AI doesn't like ruin this kind of shit
Right.
because that is definitely, I think, a fear for anybody who is a believer.
Look,
Of this.
I'm the first one to kind of, as soon as something goes out in there, like for me, I'm just like, Ashley's like, get off your phone. I'm like, nah, man, there's some new Sasquatch footage someone's released. And I'm like, I don't add enough. And trust me, I want it all to be real, but the problem is you got to have that. Otherwise, you fucking believe anything, right? And a lot of there are people out there.
You're the best kind of person for this because
Well,
we're
you
the
want
same.
to be that way.
We all want to believe it right away. We all want it to be real. We want the first initial thing to be like, that's what it was. I saw a ghost. I saw this. It was Bigfoot. But like, you have to analyze it, and you're an irresponsible believer if you don't.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
you got to
Have
put your
you
pride or whatever to
ever
the side.
had-
Yep.
Sorry.
What's that? Sorry.
Have you ever had a firsthand experience or known somebody who's had a firsthand experience?
I have had something happen. Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't a visual. It was an audio.
Okay.
Right. So I go up to far north Queensland every year, and we usually get these cabins. And it's a beautiful rainforest range. It's called Crystal Cascades, just out of Cairns.
Mm-hmm.
We get this bloody cabin, and anyway, I was sitting there one night. Ash and the kids had gone to bed, and I'm sitting there because I just fucking love it, man. You know, like there's a freshwater creek running there. It's like just beautiful, and then it's just tropics. You know. Anyway, these dogs were all barking, and and it's between valleys because like I said, it's just like it's so fucking. There's not many people there, so it's not like it's house to house to house. It's very national park, conservation park still. But I was sitting outside and I heard, and once again in Australia, we don't have big land animals, right? So the biggest thing you're going to find up there would either be a cassowary or a fucking pig. So we've got a heap of wild pigs.
The fuck is a cassowary?
Yeah, what
I don't
the
even
heck
know
is
what
that?
that is.
Google it, man. It looks like a fucking dinosaur. It's like the third biggest bird in the world.
A bird?
Yeah. It's like an emu looking thing.
How do you spell it?
And they're violent.
Oh yeah. Oh, it looks like an emu.
Yeah, but
Emu.
blue.
I know what
And they've got that, see the big
Oh
hard
yeah,
bone?
yeah. Okay, I know what they are.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
pains in
Okay,
the ass.
yeah.
They're fucking, they'll chase you down and
Yeah, they're fucking scary.
can
Yeah,
foul you.
they're like a goddamn pterodactyl, but they don't fly.
yes, it's magnificent.
Just run.
But anyway, yeah. So like, it's you basically got that, a kangaroo or a pig. I sitting out there and I specifically fucking heard, and I tried. I can't do it because my chest cavity isn't big enough. But I heard this like that, but like deep and.
But you
fucking-
have this recorded, don't you?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
thought you
And-
did
well,
for some
yeah,
reason.
Didn't expect it, man. And
Well,
I'm
I know. I
telling
thought
the
you
story.
record. I thought for some reason you had recorded it, and I
No,
was about
no,
to be
no.
like,
I
you have
wish.
done that.
And I'm like,
God.
what the fuck is that? And then it was just
Yeah.
like, what? And the dog stopped barking. Everything stopped barking, and it just went like dead quiet. And I'm talking like range to range, it'd be fucking 5-10 kilometers. but it was up high. And I'm like, holy shit. You know, people like Bigfoot on the brain, whatever, you know, like
Right.
you straight away, you know. But I was like, fuck, man, there's nothing that makes it sound like this. And I went in and I like wakened Ash up. And Ash isn't a believer of this shit. So she's just like, oh. I said, you got to get out here and fucking listen to this. Get out there. She's like, oh my God, if you're dragging me outside to try and think I'm going to hear a fucking yowie. And I'm like, please. Anyway, I got her out there. Sure enough, we sat there. She's listening for a few minutes. Nothing fucking happened. I'm like, I'm promising you. She goes, you just heard a dog. I'm like, this sounded primate, but like a chest cavity of fucking like the...
Yeah.
Like it rattled,
like the
man.
deep, the guttural deep.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference.
Deep,
Yeah.
guttural, but it
Yeah.
wasn't a roar. It was like W-A-A, like...
Yeah.
Not a bird, because like I said, the
Yeah.
fucking sheer girth of it sounded...
Yeah.
But here's where it gets better. I went straight away, right, I got to report this. So I fucking got on like I sent you a link, Reyna, of the Yowie research organisation.
Yes.
It's really good because you can select the state and they've got every recordable Yowie thing. So I sent you that. Anyway, I rang them, or I got in touch with them, and the next day, and they said there were 3 other people within that region also reported it that night as well. An odd sound,
That
loud.
is cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, you've got that. So that's where, like, I know you like to do the research, and Meg, so I should have fucking sent it to you. I should get you on my Facebook.
Well,
or
yeah,
whatever.
you got a friend. Well, Meg's not on Facebook,
I'm
Sausage,
not.
I
am
so
anti-Facebook.
she's anti-Facebook. So you gotta find. Well,
Whatever,
you're
I
on
read,
Instagram.
yeah.
Find me on
Well-
Instagram and send me all the shit. It's
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
you
gonna
can-
say my
well, like-
Instagram right now. I'll find you.
So like there's in Queensland, because a lot of the places I work is in that Great Dividing Range, and there's been experiences, and some of them are like, I know the ranges, and it's beautiful. Like it's like it is high
Ooh,
dense.
this is
bush
cool,
land.
Sausage. This
Yeah,
is
man.
fun. Meg's gonna like have a field day with that
I
shit.
really
She fucking will. Yep.
I love that you
Yep.
know that I'm not the researcher, Porridge. That
Yeah, I
me.
know.
am
Well, you
not-
make it pretty clear. Yep. You can tell where the brains are in this duo. I'm sorry, Raider. But
Hey. She
yeah.
has some brains. They're
sprinkled.
They're sprinkled. Also, we all have our talents. Mine happen to be social media and
Yeah, I know.
bullshit.
It's pretty. Well, I have a laugh. So like when I'm driving between these ranges and there's no like fucking reception, that's why I download your episodes. And then when you come on, you just go like, "Yeah, fuck this shit, fucking bullshit. I'm not fucking doing that." Like, yes,
But
Rainer,
also,
I
like,
needed that. Was good.
Sausage, you know me, so like, how accurate is
Yeah.
that? You're like,
Yeah,
that's
very much.
there's Reyna.
Yep.
Man,
Yep.
this is
When you just put your
fascinating.
2 little bob in, and you know you're talking about a fucking ghost that sits there and fucking stands over you at night, and you're just like, no, fuck that shit.
Okay, that happened to me last night, though. I'm not joking,
Did
you
it?
guys. So I honestly, I want to talk to you about this because
It's the season.
No,
I'm telling
okay,
you right
but
now,
this
it's
is the part
season.
that fucked me up. And so you haven't heard this episode yet, Sausage, but we are going to air an episode where we watched a documentary, and it's called The Unbinding. And
So good.
Yeah, I'm
it was
binding.
insane.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and so if it was on Amazon Prime, so do you guys will you get Amazon Prime there, like to watch?
It's free.
stuff?
It's free on
Yeah.
Tubi right now.
But basically there was this like the statue that was haunted by something. At the end
Yep.
of the day, it comes out to be something else, but a big part of it was hearing like river creek noises. That is not something in my life that I have ever heard anywhere ever. River creek noises, like hearing like water rushing, hearing that.
Water running.
Last night, I could not stop hearing it to the point where I got up, got out of bed, went into my bathroom, and I was like, is a faucet running? Is that running? I was on my side. I had just started falling asleep, and I heard something come up behind me, and I thought it was Jandis, our dog, and it felt like she rested her like chin on our bed, and it like poked my butt because I was laying this way. And so I immediately turned and no one was there. but I could not stop hearing this
Rushing water.
And it wasn't rushing. It was like a babbling creek sound. Meg, it freaked me the fuck out so bad. And I was waiting for us to record today to tell you this but it fucked me up last night. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. But now I'm fucked up from watching that fucking Unbinding. And I'm like, when you have to watch this. You need to see if you can watch this. And then you'll be like,
I have a couple thoughts.
Yeah, man. What are your thoughts on, they reckon like around rivers and shit, there's a lot of energy.
Well, I think that's exactly what it is. The rushing water, the constant movement, there's going to be energy involved. And that water comes from somewhere. So it could come from the other side of the world. It could pick up something from over there and now it's here.
Yeah. Water is we're made of mostly water. Water is super affected by energy in general, but also so are rocks. And you think about a river, a riverbed, all of that, there are so many things that can record energy. I feel like it's the combination of the two. It's why
I also think it's the time of year. The veil between
Well,
worlds
that
is
was my next
extremely thin.
question. Obviously, we're in October now. You guys have got your Halloween. Do you seem to think things park up there a bit because
1,000%.
It's being talked about, it's being it creates its energy. People they talk about certain things and it's like you're giving it energy by talking about it. Do you think there's any connection there, or you reckon this time of year is just a fucked up time?
Well, I think it's a combination. I think that there is, no matter what, the veil is thinner because for millennia, for however long, has been the seasons carry these things. But then it is also hyped up. This is anything. It's like going to a haunted house. It's going to anywhere. When you put energy into it, it manifests at the end of the day. So there is that as well.
Well, and it's also it's that time of year for you guys. It's more like Austera, Beltane. For us, it's Mabon, Samhain, and it's the same type of energy. It's just flipped.
Yeah, you guys are going into your spring.
When you say less over here, more over there, or fucking.
No, it's the same. It's just it's a different time of year. So it's the same. Okay. It's the same. The veil is just thinner these types of years.
But I see what you're saying though, Sausage, where you're saying in general, because we, especially in America compared to anywhere else, Halloween is big. We're all into
you celebrate
shit.
it.
We all want
a lot of energy goes into it.
Yeah, a lot of energy goes into it, and when you put energy into something, it's gonna come back. In some way or another.
I mean, that's fair. That's a fair point. But I also think it has something to do with just the seasons.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. I think the seasons are the core of it. At the end of the day, that's the beginning of it. That was, no matter what, we all are going to experience things when these changes happen. And that, you're saying, Beltane, Samhain, whatever.
Samhain and Beltane.
Whatever you're saying. Mm-hmm. But... you say it better than I do. But so all of that's going to happen. But I do feel the spookiness of Halloween, we all put the spooky thoughts and the spooky vibes into it. So of course,
I see what you're saying.
Some things are going to be a little more spookier. And also maybe it also invites things that normally wouldn't be invited because of that.
Because what I've kind of picked up with you, Meg, you're kind of into that fucking... the planet on the moon phase and shit, eh? Is that, do you run off that, or?
I like the pagan wheel of the year, which is the seasons changing and going through the rotation of the earth. That's where I find the most energy and the most resonating truths.
Well, you know what? If you do come across here, the very next town over, there's a big following of paganists in the next town over. Nah, my lord.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they go out to the fucking bushland. They have these weird fires and do all this weird shit.
I'm down. As long as we don't have to get naked, I'm down.
A big following of it.
That's in Australia. There's no guarantees you're not going to have to get naked. Just kidding.
So I do have more questions. So you're into, you know a lot about Bigfoot. You know a lot about cryptids. And... we talked briefly on paganism and kind of the other metaphysical world. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on
the ghosties porridge?
The ghosties. And not just that, just having it be a part of your life. I'm sure you've gathered that I live my life a certain way and I believe in a certain way. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Now, I went to a Lutheran secondary school, so it was rammed down my throat there at the start, like, fucking God and whatever. But,
I mean,
I
I was
kind of,
raised Mormon, so.
yeah, you get it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got a bit funny about it when they were trying to fucking tell me that a T-Rex was walking through the Garden of Eden and eating apples, right? So I was like, fuck. And I got kicked out of class because I kind of said, man, this is shit,
Hey,
However,
Porridge, I got kicked out of Sunday school too because I asked why.
yeah,
I was like, why
yeah,
is God telling everyone to go kill
yeah.
everyone, but you're not supposed
Now,
to kill people? And they literally kicked me out into the
I'm
hallway.
Oh
I'm
man.
not going
Us
to say that I
degenerates.
don't. There's definitely something beyond it, right? And as far as ghosts and all that, like this is where it kind of gets a bit funny for me. Where why is it if there's an evil entity, something that's going on, and even like when people have little graves, like your fucking UFO people talk about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What is the power behind when they start doing a prayer? Why is like a lot of these times you hear people go, I started doing a verse of whatever, and it did not like it. It wanted nothing to do with it. I'm not saying there's God or anything, but
Mm-hmm.
there's got to be something. But you got to look into that, like saying the name Jesus when
I
something
mean,
evil is, and why does that have power?
Could it be intention?
that is. I've wondered that a lot because even like the unbinding thing that we watched when whatever happened to the crucifix that was on the wall, and I thought the same thing. Like,
Because it could be representation.
yeah, what it represents at the end of the day, I don't know.
Yeah, so you're a representation of pure good, you know.
Yeah.
So, but then also so that means that there is something that's pure good, there is something that's pure evil.
Mm-hmm.
What is the image of what this pure good is? Like,
Mm.
was it Jesus? Was it God?
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, to me, it's almost like I get a bit thrown off because then fucking if everything was so good, why does bad things happen to,
Right.
like say young kids or fucking the best type
But
of people?
I feel
So
like I don't know, as people who believe in the other side or believe in maybe not like what
look,
the
oh,
modern day religion is because we know that there's a
it's
balance
come
of
from
everything.
somewhere,
Like,
but
well, it's
yeah,
coming from
like
somewhere,
it's
but it
yeah,
can't be
but I mean
all
like
good. You have to. There's a
it's
balance of everything at the end of the day, and
yeah,
there's not.
100%,
If there truly
100%.
was
It
something
is odd
that was
with
protecting all of us, it would protect all of us. But that's not a thing.
yeah, it is odd. I always find difference between. I think it's interesting when you've got two different hauntings, right? And one is what is it? It's what's the word? Where there's no intelligence behind it. It's
Like
like an
Yeah,
energy
residual
residual
repeating.
energy.
Yeah,
residual
residual
hauntings.
and non-residual, right? So,
Uh huh.
is that just an energy thing, just relapsing? But what the fuck's that about? But then you've got these things where
Yeah.
Yeah.
people have a like full-blown encounter. Like I had one day, and it was odd where I literally I wanted to see something, and I'd been
Mm-hmm.
diving into it. I'm like, fucking, why does people see it and I don't? And I'm the one on set. Woke up middle of summer and it was freezing fucking cold in my room. But we lived in this little cottage and the aircon didn't work. Well, it didn't do a very good job.
Yeah.
So it was usually hot in the bedroom. But I woke up and it was fucking freezing, breathing steam. And I looked and crossed in my eyes. I was looking at this thing for probably half a minute, and it was a figure of a man in my doorway. And
Where was
I was
this?
paralyzed. That little cottage I used to live in? Just next to mum
Yeah.
and dad's? Yeah, in there.
Yeah.
So it's not an old place. But I think
I
I
mean,
think I
doesn't
saw it
matter.
come.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man, like, and I could never explain when I was telling people about it, and I could never quite explain how it disappeared. Like I tried, but no one understood until Avengers Infinity Wars come out. And
Oh, when
when
they.
Thanos snaps his fingers and people
Yeah.
just turned into
Yeah.
dust,
Yeah.
because that's what
Yeah.
happened. Like
They
that, it
turned
just went
into.
into nothing. All of a sudden, my room was warm, and I was like, "What the fuck?" It
Can
was
you
weird, man.
describe? Can you describe what this spirit
Yep,
or entity looked like?
yep. It was about 6 foot tall. Just looked like a man, like a standard fucking man, just standing in the door.
But were you
But
seeing it with like all of its features, or was it like a shadow figure,
100%
like all
yes.
black,
But
white?
it was like you couldn't see eyes. It was almost like when you
Yeah.
get static on your TV, like the
Got it.
kind of thing,
Yep.
but darker. It looked
Yeah.
I
like
call
that.
that a shadow figure.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
that's what I would call
Yeah,
it, a shadow
but
figure.
it wasn't
Yeah.
blacker than the thing. It was blacker than what my room was, but say it was a bright moon night. It wasn't like completely pitch black, but it was like a really, really dark, greyish black, but like static almost. And then
So
it
you've
just,
had paranormal encounters in multiple ways. You've had the
Oh, yeah,
cryptid.
yeah.
I don't even drink beer. I want to have a beer in real life and talk
Oh
about
my
this
God.
stuff like forever.
Yeah.
We need to get Meg to the Achunga pub, and
Yeah,
then
that's
she's
that.
got to sit down there and have a good old time.
well, there's a fucking new barfly in town, and his name's Danny Munn. That is his office of work, let me tell you.
Why am I not shocked that Danny Munn lives
man,
at the
you're
Achunga
a
pub?
fucking idiot.
Why am I
But
not shocked by
anyway,
this?
Yeah, but but once again, that's just how people want to, if you're worried, and it is what it is. People don't want to be recognised as
Yeah.
fucking, laughed at or whatever. But I mean, for me, it doesn't bother me. Sticks and stones,
Yeah.
But
Which I do
Right.
I like
appreciate that
therapy.
about you, that because you've always been diehard Sasquatch. Like, he came over here to visit us, and he's like, "Let's go." This I've always believed in Bigfoot, and this has never been something that was never like something I didn't believe in. But I've never been like big into it until we started doing the podcast, and it's.
Well, I
I'm
love
a
that
part of it
story that
because
you talk
love
about
it.
at your cabin, man, where your
In
auntie
Canada,
saw
yeah,
the
Polton
silhouette
Bay.
across me.
I'm
Yeah.
dying.
And, like-
you come up here.
You
and
get
then
here, and we're all
Oh,
going to
we
Polton
all
Bay.
go to Polton Bay.
Bill's going this
Oh,
weekend.
God.
Sausage. We could just go
Yeah,
up there.
I'm
You're
dark
gonna
at Bill.
have to get on a flight like now.
I know, right? Well, fucking hell, they gotta figure that shit out. It's so expensive to come across
No
on flight.
shit.
Like,
sir.
how many
Yeah.
times have I been to America, Reyna? 4 times or some shit.
Yeah, you've been in here a
And
few times.
It's ranged
He came
from
over. He visited me in college. He
yeah.
came for our wedding. You did one other time, I think, and then
Yeah,
also
well, did that one with Chewy, then I come for your wedding, and then I've come back. Oh, it's when I brought Jack over and come and stayed with you. And
yeah,
that's when
3. Yeah, there
Yep,
it is.
sorry,
yeah.
3 years. So I went up to Harrison Hot Springs have you heard of Harrison Hot Springs? So me and Manos, when we were staying with them guys, I said, oh, fuck it. I'll get out of your house for a few days and let's just go.
Yeah,
I'm just going to look at something in Canada that was in a few hours. When Dugon used to work up top there in that room that we were
Yes,
staying at.
yeah.
Anyway, we just went on a map and just went fucking bang, that one. It was called Harrison Hot Springs. Anyway, I said to Ash, we're going to go across the border. And it was beautiful in the Rocky Mountains. And as we drive it in, there's like a fucking wooden thing of a Sasquatch. And Ash has looked at me and she's like, you fucking chose this. I said, I had no idea.
I recall
I had no
this,
idea.
actually. I do recall this.
And she still reckons I fucking, I picked it purposely. But it turns out there was, and I didn't even know, there's like a museum there. I never went to it because I didn't know. And
Yeah.
We went up to this national park and it's called like Sasquatch Province Park or some shit. Yeah.
Sasquatch.
And it's not that far away.
What?
Yeah, so look, if you Google Sasquatch Province Park or something, Harrison Hot Springs, you'll see it. It's
Okay,
beautiful.
but Sausage, Bill's friend who he works with, he has invited us out squatching. He has a group of people that he goes squatching with. So when you come over to visit the next time,
oh my god!
no, I remember them visiting. It was insane.
How the fuck do you not know about that?
I'm not from around here.
Oh,
Yeah, she's
okay,
from the other
right.
side of the country, But when
Yeah.
if you come over, like, we will make it work so that we go squatching with this guy. Like, we'll go squatching, and because you've always said let's go squatching, and I'm like, yeah,
man.
I
No.
will go squatching.
What's Billy Ball's thought on it?
Same as us. He's very like Bill believes it.
Bill believes
Open
it.
to
Totally
it, yeah.
believes
So his
it,
mate
yeah.
that's seen his mate's seen some shit.
Oh, his mate
some-
goes squatching. His mate
Oh, yeah.
is like, he's friends with the guy, like, in some capacity with that old ass Bigfoot video, whatever whoever he is, I can't remember. But like he's very much a part of it, and we're supposed to have him on the podcast, but I'm a terrible person, and we haven't done it yet.
Yeah, right.
Just because.
Well,
like,
I tell you what, I should
The
Yeah.
Patterson Gimlin
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Oh right, yeah. How good.
Yeah,
I love
like
the
like
fact
that.
that it's
Like,
on
like
the
the
that shit.
Yeah.
I will not sleep in a tent. I hate camping with a passion.
You're a glamper.
But no, I won't even do. I want a hotel room.
Oh,
I
right.
love hiking. I love being out in nature. I want a bed at night.
Yep.
But for this, I will sleep in a tent.
You do it.
I will sleep in
I'm
a tent.
only doing
for
it if I
this.
sleep between Sausage and Tex.
Yeah.
You're gonna see Sausage and Meg. I can't even
Yeah,
protect
you'd
you
be
here.
You can
you're too
sleep
much
in
of a little
between me,
snack, Rona. They
not
need
like
something
or
to
with
fucking.
me, but like I need both of them on either side because they're big fucking dudes and they might protect me.
No, I don't like people that
Also,
much. I want to sleep on my own.
But
Give me my own
Sausage,
tent.
do you know who else is obsessed with this shit? Is Jenna's husband, Rupert. Who is
Really,
like,
the dolphin
yes,
trainer?
and now what?
Didn't he? Was he a dolphin trainer
No,
at SeaWorld? Did he work as a?
he worked at SeaWorld, but he wasn't a dolphin trainer. He
I thought he was a dolphin
he
trainer.
worked mechanics on the tanks.
I'm gonna call him the dolphin trainer from
Yeah,
now
yeah, yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
I am gonna tell him that you guys think he's a dolphin trainer. That's
Yeah,
the best
fucking
thing in my
oath.
life. Like Ace Ventura training the dolphins.
Yeah.
No, he worked at SeaWorld. He worked so now he does God, what does he do? Like HVAC or something? But so he worked on he's mechanic, like worked on the tanks and stuff. So he worked at SeaWorld. But he at one point looked very similar to a dentist who had to go in and see a walrus. And so they dressed him up as a dentist to get the walrus used to what the dentist was going to look like when he actually had to go in to see the dentist or when the dentist actually came. So we call him like how we call Dugong or Tom or Tex or whatever the fuck his name is.
Okay, continue. Then I have a
But
question.
so we call him the walrus and Tex is like the sea
Yeah, wow, how
manatee,
cool.
the Dugong,
I'm
whatever.
gonna say that doesn't look like he's tall, eh? I was gonna say he looks pretty fucking.
Yeah, he's
Like,
as tall as Jenna, and he's nicest guy. Really good guy. He's quiet.
Yeah, Danny
but you would have a
spoke
good time.
highly of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a really good guy. We love him.
What's your name?
No, I'm just what is my name in Australia? I'm Rayner,
Nah, fuck
Rainey.
all, you just Rayner. Because you guys
Rayner.
emphasise your E's and your R's so much. And
Yeah, I'm
if you want to learn
Rayner.
our language, you just drop the R. Anything you say, we barely say R's.
Mm-hmm. But
So
also,
remember.
so I will
Aina?
say that girls don't often get the nicknames that guys do. Like
Well,
guys definitely
that's
get
a
more
little
nicknaming,
sexist.
don't you think?
Nah.
Do you agree with
well,
that?
it depends. See, me and my brother called my sister fat bum chook legs as a kid. And like,
Poor
You wanna-
Caitlin.
you wanna-
Okay,
Children.
what is the last questions we want to discuss? Sausage, honestly, this has been so much fun because you realize this is going to happen again because
I think
Oh,
you
yeah,
should.
yeah.
this
be-
was tip of the iceberg. I feel like this
Yeah,
is
it
tip
is,
of the
man.
iceberg of all
I'm
the
I'm
shit.
really
and
hoping. Yeah.
So,
Because I'd love to do a bit more discussion into like fucking say ice rings and the Antarctic. That shit.
Yes,
you
I
guys-
was
we
just gonna
would
say that.
love
Actually,
that.
I feel like so. Here we have my childhood friend Jeff Baz, who we've been dying to get on the show, and he goes into all the conspiracies and things like that. And I feel like you should be our down under correspondent.
if you will.
Yep.
Like you don't
Well, of
need to
course.
come on all the time. Like once every 4 months, we'll get sausage on for
Yeah,
an
man.
hour and
Fucking oath.
Every
Yeah, I can
quarter.
get. Because I want to know, like, I was going to ask you guys, as far as like, you guys are starting to interview a few people and all that.
yeah.
Like, have you heard of Believe Paranormal Podcast by Cade Moyer?
Mm-mm.
Believe. He's
Believe.
like our main guy in Australia, and you should listen to some of his podcasts. Like, so
Okay.
people ring up talking about demonic things or fucking their dogmen experience down here because they still get dogmen. Yowies and
I
cool
got
shit
him.
like that. And another guy you ever want to fucking see if you can get on the show, and if you could get him on the show, his name is Brad Kidd, and he goes out walking, and he's one of these guys that like seems to have a connection with the things, and he'll take
Brad.
Okay.
photos of him walking and like just snap photos as he's walking behind, and sometimes you see a head of a dog man sticking its head out the bush, and what's that paraphilia? Is it paraphilia where people think you make an image that wasn't there? But some of this shit
Yeah,
that he
yeah.
gets is like witches, fucking like you got to look him up. Brad Kidd videos, and I think it's KIDD. He's got a crazy witch video. This dark-haired woman in this forest, like, because he just walks through. He must be far north Queensland or some shit. And it's
Is
just
it-
this woman in white, and it starts following him, but she shouldn't be there. Like, it's
No,
dense.
I'm getting a professional shooter. Okay, interesting. Dogman Brad Kidd. Here we go.
Cade, that Cade fella, like, he's probably our number one paranormal podcast fella down here, and he'll do anything from the Min Min lights. So you guys heard of Min Min lights? Like, they're just like these UFO fucking looking
Okay.
things that you get in the Outback. I've had a friend that's seen them, but he doesn't believe in them. But he thought it was a flash of light that was coming from a truck bouncing off something in a highway, but then it went straight
Well,
up into the sky.
do you have any UFO
UFO, yeah.
encounters, extraterrestrial, anything like that?
Uh, nah, I don't know what I saw once. It was like a daylight thing, but it was brown. And I was playing at the jungle golf course, Reyna.
Yeah.
And it was like fucking 11 o'clock in the morning, and I was playing like with a couple of the boys, and I teed off, and I've turned around to shine something, and there was this brown. Oh, it was fucking pretty big, but it would have been like the size of a car, and it was just cruising across. But it was really round, and it just fucking went off like that. But I'm yelling at the guys, but I was like, say 300 yards away, and I'm like, turn
Yeah.
around and look at that. And they're just like, what? And by the time that they were like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, there was a fucking thing floating above you, and then it just shot off.
Here's the thing. I think what Meg needs to come to Australia and see how, like, you guys aren't, like, insanely remote, but, like, the amount of shit that I feel like is in Achunga or those areas, or, like, the amount of things that I feel like if I was tapped into what I am now when I was living there,
yeah,
see,
right,
like UFOs and like that kind of shit, like, God, I feel like there'd be so much there.
You know, like our history of this town, like our town was built on gold rush, right? So there are a lot of deaths out here. A lot of shit's gone out in our scrubland where it's all still full of gold. It's shunned off to the rest of what we can get to, because that scrubland is our main water source for all of Adelaide. And so it's a conservation park where there's police training camps in there. So it's pretty protected. But it's literally in the guts of old fucking mine shaft. A lot of people were murdered, died
So you
on
have
the
a
job.
lot of residual energy
Tons
in
of
your
residual
area.
energy out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the butcher here, if you look through the old Chunga history book, and it's like one of Ash's mates lives there. And like it was a butcher, but it was also held as like the morgue, like, because they had like a freezer.
What butcher?
That little cottage right next to the general store. And there's a tiny little cottage next to the general store.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, that was a butcher, and it was acted as a morgue too.
So
And
what's
the people,
funny
our
is
friends
also
that live
like,
there, reckon they've had some fucking weird shit, that so much that they got a paranormal team there, but the paranormal team only did one night and didn't get anything. But they're like,
so that doesn't mean anything. Like, even to the point. So Tom, growing up, they used to live on High Street, and that house talked about digging stuff up, and they found like graves.
Yeah, they had open tombstones still in their backyard. I used to be like,
in their back where he used to live. So like that's like his mom was telling me this shit. He had paranormal experiences his whole life. He just won't admit it.
He had shit. I remember him telling me like this man was in his room one night, and
he won't admit that shit, sausage. And but
Greg Edmonds reckons he saw some weird shit there once. He told me.
And Greg Edmonds is the biggest non-believer of this shit, too.
Yeah, but he reckons he saw a person in his, because it was a slate lounge room or some shit. I remember it, and he was telling me, and it was fucking years ago, he's like, no, I saw someone in my house once, but I didn't, but like, it was,
interesting.
It had to have been a ghost. Had to have been, but it was open. But also, tombstones in the backyard. Like, they didn't dig it up.
And that's like open tombstones, open things in the backyard. They've discussed that.
What do you mean by open tombstones?
No, like, they didn't dig up a tombstone. These things, it's like a proper fucking tombstone in the backyard. There was a couple of them.
Like, they would dig down and then they'd find two tombstones. So they'd dig and
there were two that were still standing in the backyard.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Because I used to go there as a kid, and I'm like, I didn't want to go play out the back. I wanted to play out the front because there was fucking gravestones in there.
Would you ever go on a paranormal investigation?
Fuck yeah, you would.
I would, but I'm paranoid about shit coming home with me.
Well, we would protect you. We've gotten really good at it.
I know how to prevent that from happening.
Yeah. Look, I would. I 100%
Sausage,
would.
we have to get you. We would have so much fun if you came over with us. We're going to investigate again. So, like, Jenna and Rupert's wedding venue is haunted as fuck, and so we have investigated. We're going back again. We did it last week. We're gonna go back next week to just like get some shit. But it's so much fun.
It's so much
no, it would be good. Yeah, I just fucking hell, Randy. You remember me going to your bloody spook house with you in
Oh,
Arizona?
I took him to his first haunted house because they don't have haunted houses in Australia.
Okay, what do you mean by
okay,
haunted
but
house? Like
here's
a
the thing.
gimmicky?
No. Here's the thing. You guys are the same. She will go ghost hunting, won't go to a haunted house. We took him to a haunted house in Arizona when I was in college, and he was so
Scream like a girl.
terrified.
I was fucking
did I tell
terrified.
you I got roped into the haunted forest next weekend with
With who?
Cherry.
I want to go.
Next Friday.
I'm a little offended. I thought we were going together. When I come back to Adelaide, we are going to the prison.
We got the Adelaide jail ghost tours that they do, or
Yeah,
Raina,
we're doing that. 1000%.
You can head
We're
out.
also just going to go up by Scott and fucking Jess's house to that goddamn. They basically live on a cemetery.
Yeah, well. Isn't that weird that Jess grew up in a place that had fucking tombstones in it, and now she's basically got her own place with a cemetery?
And
What's going
then
on
went
there?
to the Bailey's property.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that one that Beck and Ryan live in now. That place was fucked. I
That
saw
was
shit
fucked,
there
yeah.
when I stayed there. So did Tom. Like,
Did,
Harrison walked out one day and he's like, Mom, the old man won't leave me alone. I will
That's
never forget it. It was
right.
like, it was.
Well, that
yeah.
house is knocked down now, man.
I had some very weird shit happen in that house when I was visiting Tom, and he was living there for a little while, and it was in my era of like me no longer acknowledging that I experienced these things. But it was fucked up.
Yeah, man. I found it was weird too. But anyway, that house is gone now, so.
Yeah, well, but the property is still there.
I love it. I love the feeling of a house that you know is inhabited by other things.
Oh, 1000%.
I love the experiences. I was talking to my daughter in the kitchen yesterday, and out of the pantry, a box just came flying out. And she looked at me and she goes, Mom, you done pissed them off.
I just want to ask you, Meg.
Yeah.
So, if we're going to do this, that's cool. I'm more than down for it. But I want a fucking episode on black-eyed children.
She doesn't like it.
No, I have it written.
Oh, you do?
I do.
I told her this too when you said it. So
yeah.
Man, that shit freaks me out.
I know, and there's actually a lot in the Pacific Northwest. Like there's a whole section on in.
But
like,
she
area.
don't like this shit.
Oh no, I don't mind this one.
Oh, I thought you said the black-eyed shit fucks you up.
I mean, nothing really fucks me up. I go into demons.
It would
and
fuck
all that
me
stuff.
up. Something's just not quite right there, is it? When you hear the stories and they're like, they try and ask to come in, but they can't
told me-
communicate
well,
properly.
I mean, it's creepy, but
Well, maybe I'm misinterpreting your thing of hating like the no eye thing from the Mummy.
Oh, I won't watch The Mummy.
She won't watch
Okay.
the Mummy.
No, that you go on fucking ghost tours and yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll talk about demons all
But
day
no,
long.
Sausage, right after you messaged me about the black-eyed people, I said it to her, and she was like, oh, I'm already doing one. And I was like, well, Sausage is requesting it,
Good,
so we
good.
need to get it done.
Well,
so
you've
now,
got me,
so
then I'll
Sausage,
come and do what I
now
need
you
to.
are a contributor to the podcast,
Yes,
now you
you're-
get some, you have some pull in what we do. So
So we're
Shit.
pretty much done for the rest of the year with what I have written.
Good,
How about
good.
we do the Black Eyed Children episode sometime January, February, and
Okay.
we'll record that, and then we'll bring you in to discuss.
Yeah, wicked. Because I'm pretty sure there's some that happen here too. So once again, is it a religious type? And I'll see what I can find out.
But
if
Did
you
you
want.
just say wicked?
yeah, that's one of his favorite
Wicked.
words.
That is no. I'm from New England.
They say wicked.
Oh my goodness, they say wicked all the time. When I say
Yeah.
wicked here, kids make fun of me.
I feel
Oh,
like
man,
that's
we say it all the time.
sausage. Wicked.
No,
He's
wicked is-
always said wicked.
Wicked is a New England term. Nobody says it out here.
Maybe it's a UK term that goes to like the convicts down to Australia. It like goes
That's
wraps around. the
Dirty
other
old
way.
convicts.
Wicked.
Dirty
you
old
got
convicts.
locked up
man.
if you stole a cabbage back in the day.
I was gonna say, why are you over in Australia? Why is your family there, sausage? What'd
Yeah,
you guys
what'd you
do
guys
wrong?
do?
I don't know. Fucking took a left when we should have gone right, I think. But I don't know.
That's about probably sounds about
All right.
right.
Okay. Well, sausage, lemon, porridge,
Skittlebutt.
skittlebum. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us today and giving us all of your insight, Aussie insight. But I don't think it was all Aussie insight. Just like I love
I
how
think it
much
was
you.
outlier insight, which is what we like the best, most of all.
Yeah.
Just somebody who thinks outside of the box.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not supposed to say box. I just learned that.
Depends on what box you're talking about, Megan.
Think outside the vagina.
Sausage, do you have any
Sorry.
words of wisdom for our American listeners or any of our listeners for that matter?
Yeah.
Words of wisdom.
Oh, yeah. If you go to bed with an itchy bumhole, you wake up with a smelly finger.
That is something he has said as long as I've known him. So,
I hate it.
we're just going to keep it
I
there.
hate it.
You guys, you know where to find us on all of the socials at Lunatic Soup Podcast on all of the things. And lunaticsoupodcast.com. You can watch us on the YouTubes. We're going to have this on the YouTube. So if you want to see the handsomest Lee Mun sausage porridge mun that you've ever seen, I would say the handsomest Australian, but I can't say that because I am married to one. So
I'll say the handsomest Australian then.
there you go. I actually do think my husband is
You're not
home.
looking too hard, are you?
I see
She's
a tiny...
only met 3. She's met your brother, Tom, and you. So
Oh, no. I've met Scotty.
Oh, you met Scotty too.
Oh, there's
4.
a child.
4.
There's a child. Okay, we'll finish this.
So, but thank you for coming on. You want to tell everyone to get some lunatic soup? You tell them all to get some lunatic soup.
Say, get yourself some lunatic soup.
Yeah. Go out and get yourself some lunatic soup, guys.
And remember, in this crazy world,
It's good to be a lunatic.
bye.
Bye.